Hey guys, welcome everybody to day 39 of the trading marathon here on this channel. My name is Daniel and today's video is a practice lesson about the order block, but way more importantly I want to give you a life lesson that I just had for myself or you know, an experience I want to share with you, or actually a small improvement that I am personally proud of and that I want to, you know, tell you that I'm proud about, because most people will never understand why it's so important to be proud about something like that, and that's why they never get those improvements. Look, hear me out. Listen, you know, you see me since when? Bro, today is the 9th of July, so bro, you see me since 38 days running every single day half marathon, right? And most people, if they would miss out one day or if they would have any problem at this point, they would just, you know, like try to hide it somehow and try to, you know, like it's like putting a carpet over it. It's like, you know, like putting a blanket over it, hide it, you know. But that's the reason why most people will never succeed in trading. That's why most people, because they cannot be honest to themselves, to other people. Look, I tell you exactly what happened, and I tell you, first of all, I will show you here 38 half marathon, because obviously I completed it. It's not about how, if I completed, I did, but there were some circumstances, and that I want to honestly tell you about them, because it's something that I am proud of, and probably you will, if you never was in this situation, never value the situation that I'm describing right now. Look, you must understand that I am really, like, you know, after you made $2 million at some point, you get in touch with cocaine, right? So I developed, like, I had a strong fight with the cocaine addiction, okay, especially in combination with trading and so on. And you know, most people at some point when they are millionaires, they would just, you know, like surrender themselves to the cocaine addiction and count their, you know, wallet and say, okay, I can buy cocaine until I die, okay, let's do it. Listen, what I'm personally going through since the last 2 years is a mental war. I'm working with several psychologists, for example, trading psychologist expert Dr. Andrew Manica, which I want to give a huge shout out at this point. He was changing my life, you know, drastically already, like it was 10 months ago, when I really, you know, started going extreme lengths in this war, you know, to overcome that addiction and to succeed in this war. And you know, still it's a daily war. And it always will be. I've accepted that fact. But listen, hear me out. Why am I even telling you all this? You know, like, most people, when they have some, you know, like bad behavior, some, how can I say, even damaging behavior, some malware on your software, you can say, some behavior that you are always doing, which is actually causing you harm. Most people, because it's an addiction, or all those addictive behaviors, or you know, all those, you know, like weak moments of oneself, are moments that most people want to just, you know, like ignore. They just want to put a blanket over it. You know, they want to pretend like it doesn't exist, and that's why they will never get better. I tell you exactly what happened to me. I was yesterday completing all my work, doing all my stuff, and then it accidentally happened that I had listen, I did not plan to take cocaine and not run the half marathon. I planned, because there was a situation, you know, I can't describe it more in detail, but so I planned, you know, I just, you know, slip a tiny little bit, and then I ran the half marathon. But what happened is I did that, and then I tried running, and I ran a couple kilometers. And then I really, you know, like reconsidered the situation. I thought, okay, if I really finish the half marathon like this, I will probably die on a heart attack. So what I did is I paused the run on Strava and said to myself, okay, well, I did no damage so far. I didn't, you know, like, I didn't fuck up my trades. I didn't do any harm. So let's just go home, have the run on pause, and finish it tomorrow. And so I did. I went home. I did nothing that I'm regretting. Woke up today, finished yesterday's half marathon, that's why I can show you the completed 38th half marathon, and today I'm running obviously the 39th after this video is done. You know, there's a lot of time, it's 4:30 when I'm recording, and this is the last thing I'm doing for the day, then I'm running the half marathon. So most people would have just, not told you all this story and just moved on like nothing happened. But that's the exact thing, that's the exact reason why such a challenge or such a, like this exercise of the running that I'm doing, that I also recommend you to do. It's not really an exercise about running, you know that, right? You have absolutely no benefit of being a better runner. But the benefit out of it that you will get is developing this honesty and this understanding of your own brain, because it will talk to you in situations like a daily half marathon. There will be days, bro, it will try to manipulate you, it will tell you all this bullshit. And if you just, like accept it as it is, as your brain wants it to tell you, you will go nowhere in training. But if you say, okay, I hear you, I know you motherfucker, I know how you sound, I listen to you every day on this fucking run, you tell me nothing, then you have a very good chance to succeed in training, okay? And until you cannot do that, I think you are not ready for the charts. So maybe this is the most important video of this whole series. And I'm very happy that this happened. Just imagine I would not have this situation, I would have just completed 42 half marathons, but it would probably have not made that much sense for you why I even did it. But that's why, that's why. And I hope if you have been lazy so far and skipped this running exercise, I hope that's now your reminder, your sign to say, okay, maybe I'm missing something out here. Okay, let's try it. Let's give it a chance. I really hope that happens here with this explanation. Well guys, okay, I'm happy to have told you this story. Now let's go into the charts. Today what we will talk about is the so-called order block, okay? And well, in general, how an order block is described based on the normal smart money concepts without any combinational knowledge to the elite wave analysis, bro, it's a bullshit definition. It will tell you always the last wave of the movement is going to be retested from the other side once a break of structure has happened. But from where the fuck would you know what the last wave was if you don't count waves like in the Elliott wave? So if you don't know Elliott wave, the smart money concepts are actually weak. But once you know Elliott wave, it's a very simple definition that I have for you. It's always the length of the previous wave 5, the small wave 5 within the movement that is building the order block. Okay, and I think that's a really good like description. I tell you, I highlighted this a couple times on a chart for you. For example, let's highlight here this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we go to the upside. 1, 2, I think I mislabeled it. No, it's like this possible. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, okay, but then it doesn't make that much sense. Yeah, doch, oh yeah, yes it does. Okay, here was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, perfect. Let's make it, this is actually the important one. So we need to make the other one in purple. Boom. Okay, let's focus please on this yellow wave 5. Okay, I will highlight it with a box, like it's always done with the order block. And you will see, let's fake check it after the break of structure happened. Like, this was your box, so to say. And what the smart money concepts in this case tell you is that after the break of structure happened, and this was in this case when we broke below the previous wave 4, which happened here, this box is getting retested. And it will hold as resistance because it's a so-called order block, and it will reject the price. Maybe it will retest it again, reject it, retest it again, reject it. That's a theory of the so-called order block. We can also, for example, highlight it here. You can see this was this yellow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am circling it here for you. Yellow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's make a box where the fifth wave of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has been here. And bro, look, once we got a break of structure below the previous wave 4, we retested it here in a wave 2. So that's really the exact explanation and concept of the order block. I think that's the best example you can get. So if you so to say, we retest the previous wave 4 from the other side as resistance or as support. This also obviously applies in the other direction. Let's, for example, highlight it here. Yeah, well, on the very small time frames it happened. Let's check it out. For example, here we, okay, I need to highlight the elite wave counts. Here we have the very last small 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like this was the last impulse that built the bottom, right? And we clearly have here the low. So if we mark the order block for the really lowest wave 5 here on the chart, you can see that, so to say, we broke here above the previous wave 4, we retested it, got support. We are in the order block all the time. I mean, it's not a really nice concept. That's why, obviously, if you only know about order blocks, you can do nothing with the knowledge. It's like really a useless piece of information that will only trick you. But if you know already all that we have discussed in the last 38 videos, the order blocks will sometimes help you, because sometimes you will see a wave 5 and think like, man, okay, we can probably go there back again. Maybe I should not make a tight stop loss. Because you just know about the order block, okay? So, but anyways, I told you, always leave the stop loss at the real top, so where you really think it should not go there by any chance, okay? If you do some tight stop loss shit in the middle of some movement, it's very likely always that you are getting stopped. And the proof of this is the concept of the order block, because it basically shows that it will always retest, regardless of the smaller lows that are on the chart, to retest the order block from the previous wave 5. That's done to the upside or the downside, it's in both directions applying. Well guys, I really hope this information helped, and I really hope you get the value out of the story that I told you, because you know I'm not telling you about some event like this for fun. It's even something that other people would be embarrassed to tell you, but I put myself down so that you are getting the value here for free, because I really in this case want to help. You know, for example, like, obviously, at some point in the future, I will have maybe a channel membership or something that brings me money. But in this case, you know, the only reason why I'm even, you know, telling you this is not to get any benefit out of it, but just to make you better and to make you aware. So really take that information with your heart and not say, I'm not using cocaine, so I must be some better person. Be real with yourself, okay? And I hope you liked that information, I hope you liked the content, and we see each other in tomorrow's video. Until then, stay hard. Ciao, ciao.